I'm really starting to get an understanding of how our thoughts create our reality. And I'd like to share an experience I've had. And these are one of many experiences. But it's just all these experiences point me into the direction that is true. The truth that what we think most about manifests into reality. So I follow Russell Brand on YouTube.
Welcome aboard this Northern Service.
I follow Russell Brand on YouTube, and I also follow Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I know Russell Brand has a podcast called Under the Skin on Luminary. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if Russell Brand interviewed Dr. Joe Dispenza on his podcast? And I sort of thought about this idea a few times. But then a couple of weeks ago, I commented on one of Russell Brand's videos on YouTube, suggesting why don't you get Dr. Joe on your podcast Under the Skin? And I just left it. Didn't sort of fester over it or think about it, just surrendered. It'll happen, as Russell Brand and Dr. Joe talk about similar things. And so I asked a question and left it, and I don't think I thought about it again until after I posted that comment on Russell Brand's YouTube. So yesterday I was watching one of Russell Brand's videos, and he mentioned his Luminary podcast Under the Skin. So I thought, I wonder what guests have been on recently on his podcast. So I went on the website, the Luminary website, downloaded the app, found his podcast. I just started to scroll down his recent podcasts, and about 4 or 5 episodes down, there it was. Russell Brand interviewing Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I was unaware that he'd already been on. So when I asked that question a couple of weeks ago, the interview had obviously already been published. The podcast, I think, was published in January, and I asked the question sort of a couple of weeks after that. So, but anyway, they're the details. And so I thought, right, my thoughts do create reality. And so I thought about the journey of just that idea I had, and thought, I didn't hold on to that thought. I wasn't thinking, I hope Russell Brand interviews Dr. Joe, and what would I be without it, and it'll never happen. It's never happened, or maybe I should send some more messages to Russell to ask. I sort of asked and then just let go. And I had the belief and accepted the belief. I surrendered to that belief that it'll happen. And I guess I egoically used evidence that it would happen, that Dr. Joe and he must talk about the same stuff, but I just thought about the journey of asking, then and I allowed it to happen. I asked, I allowed it to happen, and I received it yesterday. So this is a creative journey, and we're on this journey of realising this, that our thoughts create reality. I believe this is the truth. But we're born into a society, through no fault of our own, that believe that it's all about struggle. It's all about, you need to struggle to make things happen. It's all about action. It's all about saying no pain, no gain, and we compensate for that pain by pushing and efforting and using motivation as a way to, as a source of action, and using fear as a motivation. Sort of, we're our sort of worst enemy, and we feel, so we're born into this society that believes that as a collective. So my truth is that, and I'm finding out, and I'm seeing it in my experiences, I'm receiving it, I'm allowing it, and I'm noticing it, that it's true. How can that happen? I asked myself, how could that happen any other way? That I asked the universe for Russell Brand to interview Dr. Joe Dispenza. I surrendered to it, I allowed it, I didn't fester over it, I didn't think about it. I was grateful. I thought, but that'd be cool. The thought pattern was, wouldn't that be cool if that happened? And I felt the emotion, the intention. I moved with intention. I asked Russell Brand kindly, so can we use this sort of, these steps to create more of what we want? And I realised that all there's a lot of heavy stuff out there: money, relationships, possessions, collect, jobs, survival, food, shelter, and these sort of vibrations, frequencies are very dense and hardwired, and we've accumulated many beliefs around our survival, and it's innate in us, and we create all these limiting beliefs around subjects like food and shelter and dependency and fear, guilt, shame, and desire. So all these emotions exist, and we need to honour them, that they are there, but also honour that they are not us. It's just a collective energy. So it's our job to realise that through acknowledging these sort of experiences that I've shared with you, that this is truth, and notice the thoughts of, like, oh, that was a coincidence. Like materials, if you're a materialist, you might be thinking, oh, that was just a coincidence. Russell Brand interviewed Dr. Joe when you thought about it. But I could talk to you for hours.
If you are leaving the train here, and please remember,
I could talk to you for hours and hours about these random events just coming together and sort of thinking about something, letting go, and receiving it and noticing it in my experience. But I notice it's small things. You notice the small things that we don't really take too much attention to.
This is Preston.
It's like when we go to sleep at night, we accept, surrender, and believe that we will wake up in the morning. So, because we know that's why it happens. We don't sort of think, oh, I wonder if I'll wake up in the morning, or so these are our beliefs. We believe that we wake up. So it's a belief system that we have. That's the gap. The belief system is the gap between creating what we want, what we desire, and what we want. So it's thinking about sort of simple stuff, really easy stuff, because they're the stuff that sort of synchronise and come into our reality. And yeah, I could talk to you for hours about synchronicities I've had, So it's, for me, it's okay, how can I create what I really want, you know, and create what I really desire, and how, and
Welcome
sort of
aboard
what
this
beliefs are in the
Northern
way.
Service to
Sort of realising what beliefs are in the way of this. What would I need to believe for that and that to happen? I didn't have any limiting beliefs about Russell Brand interviewing Dr. Joe. I accepted it could happen. You know, and it happened. And that's the creative process. That's how things manifest. When you least expect it. You know, when I went out to the luminary, under the skin, I wasn't expecting to see Russell Brand interview with Dr. Joe. I just went on to check it out, to see who he'd interviewed. I thought, oh, I hope he's there. So, yeah, I thought good to share this. And yeah, sending love to you all.